Why didn't the trap of the concept resonate? The concept of I, the question, who am I, or I don't exist. Despite countless encounters with these very words in various spiritual texts and YouTube videos, many still end up saying, I don't really get it. It feels like just a conceptual game. It doesn't resonate. And that's precisely what's expected. This question isn't grasped by the intellect. It's an experiential realization unveiling itself only when you commit your entire life to it. Approaching it conceptually will just make you lose your way. Who am I is not a riddle that can be solved purely by intellectual means. This question is not for answers, but a sharp blade to strip away the false self you've been clinging to. So, self-validation, desire for love, superiority, comparison. Only after you have gone through these small, pointed egos does a living doubt begin to sprout. The sense of I that I believed in might indeed be false. So, let me state this first. Do not try to immediately grasp that I do not exist. Instead, ask yourself, why do I constantly need validation? Why am I anxious? Why do I yield to this thought? Honestly confronting these fundamental questions is truly the starting point of self-awareness. Some experience non-self through emptiness experience, non-self experience, or moments of realization. I did too. It was a vacuum state where thoughts completely disappeared, and my non-existence became undeniably clear. However, that profound experience lasted only for that fleeting moment. What remained after that was the thoughts resurfacing. The familiar instinct to protect myself, and the familiar sensation of me striving to survive within that protection. So please, don't mistake a momentary experience for the true reality. However, that experience isn't entirely meaningless either. It is like the initial opening that reveals to you the existence of an entirely different world on the other side of this wall. Real awakening truly begins when one breaks through that wall. And that's not a mere experience, but a journey of consistent practice and passage. So, who exactly am I? We naturally assume, I'm just myself. But then, how and exactly when did this idea of me come to be? This sense of I that feels as natural as breathing. However, from the perspective of exploring consciousness, it's merely a virtual construct created in a fleeting moment. A pure state of true being. A newborn baby initially has no sense of I. Just a being floating in a stream of feelings, emotions, and stimuli, crying, hungry, happy, or displeased. At this point, there are no boundaries. This is a period of flowing as one, where the world is not separate, and the mother's heartbeat and my emotions flow as a single entity. This is the birth of separation. But then, at some moment, the baby recognizes that its mother has vanished and begins to weep. Mom isn't here. This is something bad. This comes as a tremendous shock. At this moment, the sense of separation between me and the world arises. The sense of I first takes root in deficiency and anxiety. Identity fixation through language. And on top of that, through phrases like, hey, this is mine. This is mom's. A good child should do this. Through such statements, the shell of the I ego progressively thickens. Thoughts like, I am a woman, I must be good, I need to be recognized, I have to excel in school start to form. All of this is merely an implanted self-scenario rather than who I truly am or my authentic self. All these words ingrained a conditioning within us, dictating, this is how the self within us should be. And soon we start to live as if this is our real self. I am a man. I am feminine. I am very competitive. I am emotional. I am independent. I am an ENFJ. I have bad luck with money. I am spiritually superior to others. Such labels in themselves impose limitations, becoming a prison for my actions. Because if you fall short of or are constrained by that image, you feel discontent or trapped. If you attain it, you're anxious about keeping it, and if you attempt to alter it, you feel a sense of betrayal. And if it's merely your personal aspiration, when the world repudiates it, it's not just a simple letdown, but your very being itself feels painfully as if it's been rejected. This isn't identity, it's an ego script. We were led to believe that our existence is only validated if we live that way, not because we genuinely are that person. Chapter 4. The world's division starts. The moment the I self emerges, the world immediately divides into the other. And the separated world quickly becomes a subject of boundary and threat. From this point forward, you must protect yourself, validate what you possess, and at times, you can only endure by fighting. I then begin to try to gain validation for everything from the world, just as I had always sought to prove myself through constant feedback from my parents. I mustn't tolerate unfair treatment. I must not lag behind others. I need to be useful. I need to be unique. I must excel beyond my friends. I need to appear attractive. I must gain recognition at work. I shouldn't be forgotten on social media. And to my partner, I need to be a very special being, and only when I prove this to the world can I truly feel at ease and secure. Thus, the world acts as an examiner, issuing certifications, and a judge to recognize my worth. I want to show that I am intelligent. I get angry if I don't receive compliments. I become enraged if I'm looked down upon, and I feel humiliated if I'm trailing behind. I get angry when I'm ignored, even if I'm doing well. The root of all these emotions comes from the illusion that my ego is being attacked. I am my name. I am my character. I am the wounds I bear. I'm this achievement, role, body, and thought. But these are things that can change, vanish, or even be destroyed. So, they can't possibly define the real me. The world is not attacking me. I'm just attacking myself by defending the illusion of who I am. The world is not an enemy. The world was originally never an enemy. We just turned it into a stage for self-validation,